You're now tuned into STWF TV, the Parlay Perspective. The Parlay Perspective.
Five, four, three, two, one.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Coach Lee. Welcome to the Parlay Perspective. My camera's not up on you guys' side, is it?
I can't see shit.
But you can hear me, though, right?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know what. AT&T, get it together, baby. But welcome to the Parlay Perspective. Happy hump day to everybody. We got a full crew in here tonight. We got my man, the Jiggity Jack, in here right at the shot clock. How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing great. You know, the weather here has been, Hurricane Cincinnati, but everything seems to be calm now. What's up?
Already. And my man's becoming a regular fixture with the fellas. Definitely part of the crew. Miggity Mike, even though he's a Giants fan. What's up, baby?
What's up, fellas? What's up? Looking forward to it. I see some of the topics. This is going to be a good one.
And Mike, introduce our special guest tonight, brother.
So this is the one of the next comings. This is my younger son, Cameron. He's going to school in the fall, and he's going to do digital communications with the hope of trying to get into this kind of thing. So you guys were polite enough to invite him on and let him come hang out with us for a little while to see how it's done and see if he can hang with the big dogs. Like, he's got some crazy sports opinions, but he knows what he's talking about sometimes.
Sometime. I got my money. He's going to rock everybody's socks off tonight. Cameron, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm hearing you, man, that's giving Messi a run for his money.
Doing my best.
All right, so I'm gonna forewarn you, man. I'm from the same generation as your dad. We're gonna yell, scream, say get off our lawn, and we're gonna proclaim that we're right. So hope you're ready for it.
Don't worry, me and you are on the same side. I got your back.
I don't think he eats mayo like you do, Jake.
Hey, as long as he picks, as long as he picks Dukes, we're good. Not that Duke. I'm talking about Duke's mayo, of course.
All right, fellas, let's go ahead and get into it tonight. We got a full slate. Shout out to our fellas. They all got other commitments tonight, but we know that you're here in spirit. So right off the bat, Enes Kanter, Phenom, I forgot he changed his last name, and Royce White, they both came out via social media, and they made statements that they're going to declare for the 2027 WNBA Draft based on the verbiage that's in the collective bargaining agreement of the WNBA, where it says that it's for that it's a league for women, but they don't specify what a woman is. Is this draft noise, or will this actually happen?
Can Mike go first?
So I'm going to be honest. We all know what it is. Like, we all know it's kind of a publicity stunt. I'm actually shocked that it hasn't happened before over the last few years, given some of the socio-political climate that we've been going through. However, it's smart if you're on their side of the spectrum, because now it paints the other side into a corner. Because if they don't allow it, or they keep, I guess you can say, disrespecting these two people from, what they want to do, now they're hypocrites. If they allow it, what's going to happen is everybody's going to see exactly what they've been talking about how dominant biological males are compared to women. And now you're just opening up a whole other can where it's like, all right, now we have to admit we were wrong about this whole gender thing. So I'm actually shocked that the other side didn't shoot the first shot. I'm interested to see where it's going to go. I mean, for the lady's sake, I hope it doesn't actually happen, because at this point now it's a safety thing, because both of these guys, no matter how far removed they are from the NBA, they're still going to go out there and dominate. Like, you hate to see it unless you are so involved in politics that you're looking forward to this. Maybe the gamblers are going to be looking forward to this, because now you're going to have somebody out there scoring 40 and 20 every single night. But for their sake and for the lady's sake, I hope people kind of come to a common sense middle where it's like, all right, we'll admit that we were wrong. We'll have to try and do something to get the T people a special league or special Olympics or like their own thing. That way we can just like cut the noise, cut the nonsense.
Totally agree with you, man. Jake?
Yeah, I just want to correct one thing, Mike. It don't matter what league it is. Enes Kanter would not score 10 points in any league. Nevertheless, though, Coach definitely knows my views. Mike, you a little bit. We've argued on Facebook before. But I've always drawn the line when it comes to sports, competitive sports, anything like that. You got to have some kind of ground or stance to say, okay, this is clearly not right. Doesn't matter what you're on. Doesn't matter what you want to identify as. Doesn't matter what you feel like you want to do to whatever else. When it comes to sports, this is where you got to say no. Look, I'm going to get canceled. All this nonsensical bullshit that you guys believe in and you want to do and believe, that's on you. But when it comes to something legit, like a sport, you just, it's not going to happen. We just can't. We can't let it. We don't need. I have a daughter, for God's sake. I don't want my daughter thinking, oh, I don't even want to play a sport if this is how it's going to go and whatever. I want my daughter to be active in sports and whatever, but I don't want her to have a fear that, a biological male is going to come in and take the spot, or she's going to go in there and get hurt because she's going against a biological man. As far as the question, before I'm off topic, no, I don't think anything's going to follow through with this. I think it's a publicity stunt with two guys that are very minuscule to the whole basketball realm of things nowadays. I mean, Enes Kanter had to add a word to his name to get recognized for a little bit. I don't think anything's going to come to fruition of this. I think the commissioner is going to say something eventually about it, and I don't think it's going to be allowed. And even if they do allow it, because there's not enough time with the collective bargaining agreement to change anything, I don't think anyone's going to have the balls to draft either one of these guys. Notice what I said, guys. No one's going to draft them because it's going to cut their credibility. I'm just saying.
Young me laughed. I'm gonna go ahead and laugh. You said guys, but I was fixated on the term balls. But I digress. Cameron, you might have to log out and log back in. I know it does this from time to time. Because he said he can't hear us. While he's doing that, so I'm gonna provide my perspective on it. I myself, as you know me, I am when it comes to politics, I am socially liberal, but I'm fiscally conservative. I don't mind handing out money, but I want to know where my money's going. But with this, I love it because at some point in time, the madness has got to stop. There's a women's league, and it's almost to the point to whereas they are purposely trying to sabotage themselves by just the crazy antics that they do. You got a good product. You got the momentum, back-to-back years momentum. You saw a boost in pay raises. You got advertisers and sponsorships coming in left and right. Why are you going to sit there and sabotage yourself internally because you're just trying to be as what it is, quote unquote woke? Just keep it a woman's league. You know, if you want to do that, that may be another avenue for you. You may be able to start a third league just for people, who are trans. So it's an It's a even level playing field. But I know it's a publicity stunt. I have to admit, when I first heard it, I immediately started laughing, and then I thought about Mike. Cameron, can you hear us, sir?
I believe I can hear Jake. I think I can hear everybody now.
You can hear everybody now?
I believe so.
Okay. What's your perspective on this, sir?
All right. So what I want to the point I want to attack here is the same parallel you see with Bruce Jenner running the Olympics and being a man participating in women's sports obviously is the big thing. I don't agree with it. I'll just say right now I think it should be established that men can play in men's sports exclusively and women can play in women's sports exclusively. This is why we have the NBA and this is why we have the WNBA, so that can work. And also, I just from my look at it, it's not really fair to the WNBA players if a male NBA player is playing in the league, because he's obviously going to be a more dominant force. He's going to be averaging, numbers that shouldn't be averaged in women's sports. So that's my take on it. I believe he shouldn't be allowed in to declare for the WNBA.
Okay. I think we all are in agreement as far as this particular situation. Keep the women's sports the women's sports. I don't think anything's wrong with that. I think that's being honest, and I want to see the WNBA, continue to strive. I myself, people look at me crazy because Jake and the guys give me a hard time. I'm not much of a college basketball fan, but women's basketball, I'll watch that all day long because it's fundamentally sound to me. That's why I can't get into college basketball, because it just looks too sloppy until you get to to tournament time and things get crisp. But I digress again.
I think what it is, Coach, is like there's a term out there that's being thrown around a lot lately called suicidal empathy, and where people are basically being so caring and so empathetic and so sympathetic to different groups of people that it's going to be just to their detriment. Now, I'm not going to go talk about like serious political stuff involving stuff outside of sports, but I think this falls under that realm, because nobody's saying that there's, if you're a grown up and, you want to live your life the way you want to live it, nobody cares. Do what you want to do. You're a grown up, live your life. If we both agree that Daniel Jones sucks as a quarterback, I don't care what you identify as, we're going to be friends. Okay. I don't care. But I think it's pretty agreed upon that there's a reason that you separate the sports by gender, because every piece of data that we've seen shows that men are just biologically dominant, superior when it comes to strength, speed, lung capacity, bone density. And, to talk about something that Cameron and I are mutually love, when you saw the women's national team for the United States, the greatest semblance of female athletes to ever be put together, get whooped by a bunch of U15 boys. And for those that don't know what U15 is, that's basically 8th, 9th grade boys. They got whooped by 8th or 9th grade boys in a friendly. It's just not fair. Like, don't be so empathetic and don't be so opening and welcoming to people that you do it at your own detriment, because I could, want to help as many homeless dogs as I want, but if I let a bunch of them in the house and they start biting me, guess what? It's my fault, and it's it's going to come at a cost to me and my family. So let's just use common sense here. I think we've gotten a long way, far away from common sense when it comes to a lot of things, but when it comes to the sports, it's like, come on, don't do this to the girls. They, like Coach said, they finally got momentum. They finally have more viewers now than they ever have in the history of their league. Let's see what they can do without having to just add this nonsense to it.
And I will say, for the people that may before this, which I don't know how many really there are. It's got to be a pinky's worth of people. I don't want to hear anyone going out and saying, well, and I'm talking real professional sports here, the women bowlers bowl in the men's league, the women golfers do the mixed games. These are non-contact sports, people. It does not count. If it's a contact sport, I don't care in whatever capacity, it's a no. Like, it just can't be a thing. It's impossible. I hate to say it. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. I mean, there's a disadvantage. I mean, but neither here nor there. Just don't use other sports that are very obviously non-contact as an example, because there's just no comparison.
Okay, great points, fellas. Continuing in the same realm of the WNBA. Shout out to Dale, our arch nemesis internal arch nemesis. He came out, he said, everybody knows he's a huge Angel Reese fan. He proclaimed Angel Reese is a top 10 WNBA player right now. Do you guys agree or disagree?
I don't think she's a top 10. I do think she's like a top 25, and it's only because of the energy she brings to the court. Now, if there's one thing in her game that she could change to be a top 15 player, if you're not making them and you're doing your me bounds, pass it out. She is a tall, physical woman when it comes to being in the paint. What does that do? That drops all the defenders down on you, leaving you a perimeter and a massive amount of shots open. Pass it out, get the three. Pass it out, get the mid-range. Don't keep chucking up shots, but her defense is good. Her rebounding's incredible. But dribbling, shooting, and missing layups, that does not put you in top 10. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Dennis Rodman was never a top 10 NBA player when he was playing. They have very similar styles. Take the jokes about the rebounds and stuff aside. Like, if you're getting your rebounds, you still got to be a workhorse. You know, respect to her for that. But she's not. I don't even think she's top 20. If I'm going to be honest, if I had to seriously look at it and do a really like a good study on it, I don't think that she's even a top 20 player. She's an elite rebounder, which is something that every team needs. But you know, when you think like top 10 players, you know, you're thinking like the Asia Wilsons and the Kelsey Mitchell kind of people, like
Paige
Stewie,
Beckers.
like Paige Beckers. Yeah, like that's the kind of people you think is top 10. Angel Reese is not in that discussion. She's not a better basketball player than Caitlin Clark either, and that's her arch nemesis. She's a better rebounder. She's not a better basketball player. I think it's if you were just solely focused on one aspect of the game, you can make an argument she's the best rebounder in all of basketball, or women's basketball. Outside of that, I don't think anybody's picking her top 10. If you had a top 10 draft, I don't think anybody's going to take Angel Reese.
Who do you have in your top three?
I don't know. I mean, I got a UConn bias because of where we live, but I think Asia Wilson's the best female basketball player in the league until she decides she just doesn't want to play anymore.
I agree with
that. I just think I like Breanna Stewart, but again, I have a UConn bias living in Connecticut, and actually, it's the only time I ever really watched women's basketball was when I was watching the UConn women for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say Olivia Miles.
Okay.
I think you can make an argument that, she's got about as big an argument as Asia Wilson for MVP, even though I think Asia Wilson, like I said, is MVP until she just decides she doesn't want to be anymore.
Gotcha,
I agree with your top two. I take out Miles, put in Paige Beckers, but I'm biased.
Oh, you already got Paige that high already.
Oh, I do, dude. There ain't nobody else better in that league besides the two already named.
Okay.
I don't give a fook.
Cameron?
So my opinions on the WNBA are obviously going to be a little like far-fetched because I don't watch a lot, to be honest, but from what I know, in women's basketball, being I give more credit if you're a physical player in WNBA, obviously, but you have to also look at it from a talent standpoint. You can be a physical player. I'll always respect physical players, like elite rebounders, like, Angel Reese. But if you don't have anything else in your game, if you don't have versatility, if you don't have like overall talent, then I can't put you in top 10 talks. Like, Caitlin Clark is a better player. Asia Wilson, better player. I think Paige Beckers is a better player. So they're more talented basketball players all around.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty. I think for me, my top two are the same as the other two gentlemen. Asia, like Mike said, she's going to be MVP and she decides she don't want it anymore. Breanna Stewart, I have her second, and I'm now. Don't get me wrong. I would sit down if Paige is balling. I would sit down and stop what I'm doing and watch her ball. But I got to throw out Alyssa Thomas.
Yeah.
That would be my top three right now. Okay. Dale, that's our basketball talk for you.
Oh, Russell Westbrook retired. Come on.
It's coming.
All right.
Go ahead, Jay.
After 18 long seasons, Russell Wilson has finally hung up the shoes. He's done. He's calling it a career. This is a league MVP. I honestly haven't seen a point guard like him in the league when he first came in forever. I mean, this guy ran the offense. I understand he had the big three of Harden, KD, and Russell Westbrook. When I looked at that team, I thought Russell Westbrook was the star of the show. KD was great. Don't get me wrong. James Harden was great off the bench, but Russell Westbrook was the star of that team. UCLA, great. Played with Kevin Love, I believe.
Yep.
And he tore up the NBA for probably 12 long seasons of being a consistent starter before, down the hill started. He will be missed. It's been a great long career for him. We've had great interviews with him. Funny, serious. I mean, my favorite gif will always be, what? I love it. He's a great guy. He's a great dad. He does people see the outside exterior, but they don't realize how great he is with his philanthropy and everything. So Congratulations on a great career, Russell Westbrook, and I hope you enjoy retirement. And I hope he coaches at some point too, because he can teach a lot of people a lot of things.
I agree. I enjoyed watching him play the entire time he was here. I think towards the end, he got a lot of disrespect. I get it. Father Time is undefeated, but some of the blatant disrespect he was getting, I thought it was ill-deserved. Because at one point in time, there was no other point guard in the league like him. I mean, he come down the middle of the lane, and he didn't care who was in the paint. They was getting dead. Probably for me in my lifetime, a point guard who was ferocious like that, definitely I will put him first, but a close second for me would be Kevin Johnson. Mike might remember when in the playoffs when he bammed on Elijah one, everybody jumped. You was watching the game, you jumped up out your seat because you did not expect that to happen. And to see the guy that's usually the smallest player on the court to go in there and laying amongst the trees, hey, it takes a lot of courage to do that. I hope he does, coach. I hope he goes back to Oklahoma City in some form of capacity. I have been hearing rumors of that he might go to Sacramento to help coach, and he might go back to Oklahoma City, in the form of front office executive or something of the sorts.
I wouldn't even mind seeing him go back and help Mick Cronin at UCLA. He could really help revitalize that, especially with them being in the Big Ten and being in California, obviously, getting people to want to come there. I mean, they had a great program for the longest time, was really producing some NBA talent there. And it's no fault to Mick Cronin because he's a great coach. I mean, I've got all the respect in the world for him, even though he coached at UC for a little bit. It'd be a great for him to start at the college level and then eventually, move up to see what it's like, get the ropes and everything. But like you said, Coach, I always thought, growing up being the biggest Steve Nash fan that I was, 3-point, the ability to drive when he drove, passing it to the outside, making shots, creating shots. I never thought I'd like another point guard like I like Steve Nash, and Russell Westbrook came in and did that. I mean, fantastic player.
Absolutely. Cameron?
So what I think about Russell Westbrook is I respect he's a great father. Regardless of what you think about him as a player, no player deserves the criticism he got. Like the whole Westbrook thing, like I don't believe in. Like it was a joke at first, and then it gets out of hand, and then it ruins a player's career, and no player deserves that. But he was a great scorer of the ball. I think he revolutionized a point guard play style just because he could score, he could rebound, he could assist. Like he was known as the Mr. Triple Double. So I got to give credit to that. But he didn't win any rings. So it's really, really hard to put him in talks, especially of like elite point guards, like Steve Nash, like other point guards who have won stuff. And Russell Westbrook, especially having Kevin Durant, and he didn't win a ring, it's just really hard for me to put him in any like big GOAT talks for point guards.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Durant, Ibaka, Harden.
I'll give him one thing though, and this is why I'm one of the biggest Julian Edelman fans you'll ever meet. He was loyal to the team until the team wasn't loyal to him. He stayed in OKC and he stayed grounded and wanted to win with that organization.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I'll always hold respect high for that. Just like when Julian Edelman, they were ready to think about trading him, getting rid of him. He said, "Hey, I ran it till the wheels fall off. I'm retiring." And he fell and he went out on a sword. I mean, good for him. He did exactly what he should have done. Westbrook obviously still had some play in him, and he went out and did his thing, but he stayed loyal until the team wasn't loyal to him no more.
Agreed. Last basketball topic of the night, and I thought of Took when I saw this. There was a bit of news today. There was a team sale. The Lakers were sold for, I believe, $12 billion today by the ownership team that was initially interested in the Vegas expansion. This is like what their second sale in about 13, 14 months. Are we seeing the decline of the Lakers dynasty from a branding standpoint?
Oh, I hope so. I absolutely hope so.
I think you're a Celtics fan.
I think I think the shine is worn off there, because when it was the Showtime Lakers, and despite the fact that was everything about them I couldn't stand, you still had Magic and Kareem, and it seemed like a respectable organization. Like, yeah, they were your hated rivals, but as you get older, like, you can respect the Magic Kareem Lakers, and it's okay. I didn't like the whole officiating scandal with the Kobe Shaq Lakers and the game 6 against Sacramento and like what was going on. But like, you can respect the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, you can respect Kobe Bryant. But like after that, it just became insane where like they have zero desire to build through the draft. Everything they do is basically bought and paid for. They don't care about anything other than trying to get the star players as opposed to the winning players. And I think the writing's on the wall. Like, unless something miraculous happens, like the Lakers are, they're getting ready to hit some kind of like downward slide, in my opinion. Like, I think some of these people, they just see it. And I do think it is funny that like they were sold to the Disney guy, the guy that kind of ruined Disney. I'm ready for the implosion. I'm ready to see what he does to ruin the Lakers. So, this is what they deserve. This is why I never wear piss and yellow, and I don't allow anybody in the house to wear, piss and purple. They're not allowed to wear piss and purple in the house. I don't buy piss and purple colored anything in this house. So I can't wait for the destruction here, because
Even
I don't
during
think
Mardi
there's really
Gras?
anything they can do. I don't think they have their own draft pick for the next 32 years.
You say Mardi Gras, Jake?
Yeah, I was like, what about Mardi Gras? You don't have no gold and purple? Come on, then.
Cameron, what do you think about this Lakers sale?
Well, see, I'm gonna try to keep personal bias out of it as much as I can.
Nah, don't
But-
be biased.
Let it rip, man.
You heard me.
Well,
I'm very biased on this show. You're more than welcome.
All right, cool. So actually, that changes everything I was gonna say. So with the Lakers,
go.
I didn't get to experience the Celtic-Laker rivalry like my father did back when they were the two most dominant teams in the league. So I don't really know the whole ref scandal and about like, obviously I kind of grew up in the Kobe era when that was like he was kind of at his best. Shaq, I didn't really get to see much of, but I can respect players that have played for the Lakers, but it's just hard to respect them as an organization because I do want to bring up the bubble ring. I believe it was kind of.
Oh, thank God 2K in here. Jesus Christ.
I don't agree with the whole bubble ring, and I just don't feel like it was really deserved because of how they were playing. Like they were all in the same hotel rooms. Like there was no fans. They couldn't. There was no atmosphere. So like, and that has a lot to do with basketball actually. So I think I lost my respect for them after 2020, especially, and then like obviously the status of LeBron James, but he's not the same LeBron James anymore, and I can't stand Luka. Like I personally
Let it rip.
I think Luka Doncic is one of the most overrated players in the NBA.
Damn.
Can he score? Can he score? Absolutely. What else can he do? Can't play defense. Hasn't won a ring, and he's supposed to be the next face of the league. And he gets. I'll try not to go down this train for too long. Try not to derail it, but I'll see. Who's better, Luka, Tatum, or Shai? Like the three faces of the league, and it's like sell one, keep one, start one, and I can't. And in no world am I keeping Luka over Jason Tatum and SGA, because SGA, two-way player, and he won a ring, and he's a great scorer. So he's better than Luka at everything, and he's on par at scoring. Jason Tatum won a ring, was the best player on that team, and also is a two-way player and can play more positions on offense. And Luka can score, but can't do much else. So just I lose my respect for the Lakers because they bring in all these star players and they still can't win anything. So that's my take on it.
All right. Hold on. I got a question for the dapper young man here. It seems like from what I've been listening to and hearing is you put a lot of emphasis on how great the player is by if they win a championship or not. I know we're talking basketball. Where are you? Again, I know you're much younger than me, and I didn't even get to see the guy play. Where are you putting Dan Marino on any kind of quarterback list here? Because he's never won a championship, but he did have a number of great years, undefeated season. I'm just curious on where you might have him on a elite quarterback list of all time.
Well, it's hard for me to put him there because I never watched him play.
That's
so
fair.
It's really hard for me to rank him. I think from what I know, he's a very talented quarterback, but you have to take in championships into account. So maybe he breaches my top 10, but barely. I can't put in a guy who hasn't won a ring in my top 10.
Gotcha.
Jake, I feel like you're in your villain role with that question.
I've kind of had
a shot towards me.
I've had no look. I had this little bit of a tiff with Will before because I'm like, so you're telling me you're not a made man unless you won a championship, and it's not. I get that. I get that role. If you're a guy, if you're a dog amongst men, you probably have a championship. I get that, but I mean, you've got a guy like. I'm trying to name one off the top of my head here. I don't really like a Josh Allen, right? And this is I get recent current player, but I was trying to think of one that might be retired. But Josh Allen, is he a top 5 quarterback in the league right now? He hasn't won a championship. He hasn't hit that threshold. Kind of like in the same light, because if that's the case, I mean, Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, kind of tough to say. But again, right now in this current time, not a lot of quarterbacks have won Super Bowls. I mean, you've got Matthew Stafford, you've got Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and I don't think anyone's putting Jalen Hurts on their top 10 list in this room.
Nah. Suck it, Troy.
But nevertheless, I was just interested in the take on championships or not. So appreciate you answering.
That's good stuff, man. Oh, Dan Marino. That's my guy, man.
I had to. Hey, I know, Coach, I have him in my top 10. I'm kind of with Cam on that. He's in my top 10. Is he top 5? He's close. But again, we've had this.
Well, let me just ask Jake real quick, because I'm in I think rings matter. I really do. And I also think that being able to put up individual stats matter when it comes to certain positions, especially with football, because you only play one side of the ball. But using your logic, my guy won 2 Super Bowls and put up, top 10 cumulative stats over the course of his career, but he was never surrounded by the offensive talent that some of the other guys that won Super Bowls did. So because of that and because of what you just said, would you honestly put Eli over Dan Marino because of the 2 rings, even though he didn't put up the stats? Or are you like me, where I have no problem saying that Dan Marino's a better quarterback than Eli Manning, and I have him ranked higher than Eli Manning? But I just think that when it comes to certain positions in sports like football, I think it's hard to do. It's a little bit harder to do the ring thing specifically because you're only one guy on a team of 11 guys at the field, and you don't control the other side of the ball. And like, I mean,
Luckily, Eli
Dan
did
Marino
have a
never.
great other side of the ball.
He had a solid defense, but he didn't play with a single Hall of Fame offensive player throughout his whole career, not one. So like,
He had
you know,
Jeremy
he was
Shockey,
still
he was
able.
not Hall of Fame, but
He had a couple. Don't worry, he had a couple good talent, but like,
Yeah.
so like using that logic, I can't honestly sit here and say that I would put Dan Marino behind Eli Manning despite the 2 rings and the stats. Eli did put up stats no matter what, because I think Dan Marino was just such a revolutionary when it came down like how he could play throw the ball. I think he might be the best passer of the football that I've ever seen. He might have had the best overall arm talent that I've ever seen, even though he never won, which is why I think it's a little more nuanced than the way we're talking about. And again, we could all disagree. It's fine. It's what it's about. It's all barbershop talk. But I think Dan Marino's a better quarterback than Eli, Ben Roethlisberger. I think he's right in that same grouping with like an Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. I think he's behind the obvious top 4 of, Montana, Manning, Brady, and Unitas in no specific order. But I think those are like the top 4 guys. And I think Dan Marino's in the next group of guys with like Elway, Favre, Rodgers, Brees. I think he's in that next grouping of guys. So that's just me.
Yeah, no, I will. I will give Eli one thing though, and I will always give him one thing. I think his clutchness in big moments is second to none, and it's something what he's able to do is something that his brother can't do. Now, Peyton Manning did get killed on a football field while running the Colts, but Eli Manning had an unwavering amount of clutch and confidence when it came to needing big plays, especially in the earlier part of his career. And I'll always respect him for that. I will always hate him for beating us in 2 Super Bowls, but I'll always like him more than his brother.
I'm better than you.
And it's bullshit. He should have never won that second Super Bowl. Eli should have more Super Bowls than him. Case closed.
Fair enough. Good stuff, fellas. Jake, are you ready for your segment, sir?
Oh, you know it. I got my notes ready and everything.
Let's get it. Let's get ready for Jake's NASCAR. It's Jake, man.
Could have sworn Mike was going to take over his take over Will's left turns. No, we were at Iowa for the Iowa Corn 400 this weekend. It's a fairly new track, thanks to Mark Martin making it happen. The racetrack itself, though, is looking in rough shape. They need to do a repavement. Tough racing this weekend. JGR cars were having brake issues. Denny Hamlin was saying he had no brakes all weekend. Chase Briscoe said the same. It looked like this was going to be Ryan Blaney's race to win. He got the pole. He led most of the race. He ended up getting in a little bit of a fender bender himself and stayed towards the back, but was gaining and staying up front. I think he finished in the top 10. But as it follows, Coach Gibbs got his grandson another win. Ty Gibbs comes home with the second one of the year.
Okay.
He could you throw up the point standings really quick for me?
Yes. Hold on a second.
During this weekend, everybody thought Ryan Blaney was going to be jumping to number 2 in the points rankings. No one foresaw Ty Gibbs jumping 2 people. He jumped the hottest racer at the beginning of the season, Tyler Reddick, and he also jumped Ryan Blaney with the win. Top 4 guys are obviously locks for the playoffs. Everybody else, there were some shifts, moves up, moves down. Kyle Larson, defending champion, moved down 2 spots. Austin Cindric still barely hanging on to the last spot. Joey Logano's surge is still going. I believe he had a decent finish this weekend. And Carson Hocevar didn't have a very good time at Iowa this weekend either. Top 5 goes Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Josh Berry, and Denny Hamlin. Josh Berry doesn't have a chance to make the playoffs. He's had a very rough year. He's been wrecked out a couple of times. Too many DNFs will get you out of the race. The bottom 6 guys are now out, disqualified, no chance in hell they can make it. Alex Bowman's hanging on by a thread, but he'll probably be out this coming week. It was a good race. We had critical moments, critical errors by some drivers. But Ty Gibbs ended up taking the win home. Toyota's on fire right now. They're dominating the race. I mean, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the top, or yeah, well, 5 of the top 6 drivers are all Toyota cars. The only one that's in the mix there is Ryan Blaney's Ford. So Toyota's doing really good in the Manufacturers Cup. And next week we head on to Richmond. By the way, a little quick thing while Coach is pulling up the Richmond video from last year. Christopher Bell has had the worst luck this year. He finished second place this week. That was his 7th second place finish of the year. Guy can't catch a break. He's got no wins this year, and he's finished second that many times. This is Richmond last year. Austin Dillon was fighting for a playoff spot, and this is completely not allowed in NASCAR. He takes out Joey Logano. Denny Hamlin sneaking out down for the win, and he wrecks Hamlin. He caused pure chaos at the end of the race to knock in his playoff spot, but you can't drive dirty. NASCAR did not take his win away, but because of the penalized margin of this, they took away his playoff position. So he was not allowed to get points for the race. They awarded him the win, but he did not get the playoff points to be able to continue. So he missed the playoffs last year because of the dirty racing that he did here. I loved it because Joey Logano got taken out, and I thought Denny Hamlin was about to sneak down low for the win. He completely floored it into the turn, took out Joey Logano. Denny Hamlin gets through, and he's about to get the win, and he just turns the wheel straight down and puts Hamlin into the wall. Luckily, he didn't wreck out like Logano did here and still got a decent top 10 finish in the race. But stuff like this can't happen in NASCAR. It's dirty racing. It's going to get somebody hurt, and I'm glad NASCAR did that. But that was Richmond last year, and I hope we don't have the same kind of finish this year. Richmond is a night race. Richmond is a short track, which Denny Hamlin performs very well at. So does Joey Logano. I'm looking forward to next week. You guys got anything for me? Normally Tuke's here to give me a NASCAR question. So you guys got anything? What you got?
I thought Rubbin was racing. I watched Days of Thunder. I thought Rubbin is racing.
Hey, look, Rubbin is racing. That wasn't rubbing. That was not rubbing. That was crashing. Crash. Other than that, hold on. Wait. I got to be fun about this. I can't exclude him. My guy Cameron, what you think?
I mean, it's hard for me to talk NASCAR, but I ask this question when I see like a fan of like a lot. Like, who is your like undisputed greatest driver of all time when it comes to NASCAR? I wonder if it's the same as mine.
David Pearson.
Mm.
David Pearson. Okay. Look, Richard Petty, 200 wins, king, but he was racing back when NASCAR was on dirt tracks, and you raced what you brought. You can't count almost 120 of them things, but it is what it is. He does have 200 wins. He does have championships. He is one of the greatest of all time, but I think David Pearson is just right there. And a fight that he had is literally what put NASCAR on the map at Daytona. And without him, the sport would be nothing. But I can't do that without doing a Mount Rushmore. I got David Pearson. I've got Dale Earnhardt, Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, and Kyle Busch as my Mount Rushmore. And I'm not saying Kyle Busch because he just passed away. What he was able to do at Joe Gibbs Racing from 2015 to 2019 specifically, it's unheard of. He got so many wins. I went over it when he died. I had a whole Kyle Busch segment. The man's got 63 wins in a career. I mean, it's hard to do that in the time span that he did it, especially in the generation of cars that they were driving. And it's even harder now to get those wins. My all-time favorite driver myself is Denny Hamlin, and he just passed Kyle Busch this year for win counts. Doesn't have a championship, so I know you probably wouldn't put him as one of the best, and that's fair. But I hope he gets one this year. But who is your unanimous GOAT in NASCAR?
I mean, probably because I'm on the younger side, I would say Dale Earnhardt. It's just, yeah. Me and Coach talk about it all the time. We're historians of the sports that we like. And my dad grew me up on NASCAR. I know about all the old drivers that I never even got to see. I remember,
2000, 2001, sitting on the floor waiting for the crank it up thing to come. So my dad blasted the TV and I could hear the car just boom, boom, boom. I fell in love with it as a kid, got made fun of it. I'd be at school, at the school library, checking out the NASCAR books, reading all sorts of stuff. And I can't get enough of NASCAR. I watch it every week when it's an off week or it's the off season. Thank God the off season's only like 2.5 months. I'm sitting there bored on Sundays, ready like, damn, I need a race. But Dale Earnhardt. I mean, you need a guy to push the needle and get eyes on the sport. Dale Earnhardt was your guy, and he absolutely did that. But thank you for humoring me. That's been your dash of NASCAR.
Already. So, pan back a little bit of a flashback and call back to a show we had at one point in time called the Sports Chatter Group. This one came this week. And it got in the this is one of our group members. I believe his name is
Put the Dave Chappelle. Is that Dominique?
Yes. So shout out to Deshaun Foster. This is his basketball Mount Rushmore: Kobe, D Rose, Chris Paul, LeBron James, and Kyrie Irving. The one thing I like about sports, it's generational. Different generations can interact with one another, but when the further and further I get away from my birthday, the more and more I get how the old people were treated. Because it's always back in my day, and that's me right now. Because when I saw this, I was like, man, how old is this guy?
I had to say, how old is he? Because I'm 30 years old. I saw the greatest years of Chris Paul, even at freaking Wake Forest. He ain't on my top 5 of the nows.
But just some of the comments, he said, I got Chris Paul because he's from his hometown. Like, that's cool. I get that. And then my brother was like, yes, I literally went in to get off my lawn mode. This list of somebody whose first console was a PS2 for sure. So my question for you guys are, not necessarily just only basketball, just sports in general. Who do you have on your Mount Rushmore sports, according to you?
But basketball?
In general.
Oh God. That's a freaking tough. You got to give me that question before the show.
On the fly, baby. I like bombarding you guys with topics.
Are you referring to every sport there is, like basketball, football, baseball? Yeah. Okay, that's really hard.
So, Coach, are we doing this guy's Mount Rushmore where we get 5, or we got to do the 4?
I'd give you a bonus round.
All right, cool. That gives me my NASCAR spot.
I should have said no to make you make a choice.
Hey, it's not Denny Hamlin, though, just so you know.
This is too young of a Rushmore. What's up, bro? So I'll go first on this one. For me, my Mount Rushmore obviously is going to have MJ on it. He's face of basketball. The one time I've ever called into a radio show, a local radio show, they were talking about MJ and his impact on global impact on basketball. And I remember I called in, I told him I had read an article one time where they said that his silhouette is the most second recognizable silhouette in the world behind Jesus. And it was like, hey, that's a valid point. I think you might be right on that. So I got MJ first. I have Muhammad Ali second, not just because of what he did as an athlete, but his social impact as well. And how, he dominated, cultural legacy. I've got Babe Ruth. Never saw him play, but I knew the impact that he had on Major League Baseball. He still got records people are chasing till this day. I'm probably going to get a little bit of hate this because I'm kind of glad I said there's 5 slots. My 4th slot is Serena Williams in tennis. She just dominated 23 majors, global icon. And she was just the most dominant force in women's tennis that I've ever seen. She was what Tiger was supposed to be before Tiger started getting hurt. And then this one, It's a little bit of bias. I'm gonna show my old man time, but I got Joe Montana on there.
Damn, like doing all sports is tough. Like I could
That
do
is
I could
tough.
do an
Yeah.
individual sport, Mount Rushmore, but like the problem is now you're getting to international sports, so then that means you also have to take the Olympics into consideration, and it's like,
True.
damn.
I
But
got mine ready.
go ahead, Jake. You go before me because I'm tripping over this right now.
Number 1, screw y'all, Tom Brady.
Okay.
Number 2, Pele.
Okay.
Number 3, Roger Federer.
Okay.
Number 4, yeah, I'm gonna get so much hate for this. Carmelo Anthony.
What?
That's my bias. I can have my one bias, right?
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony, what he did at Syracuse was unbelievable. Carmelo Anthony in the league, he's one of those guys that did not win a championship. I get it. But ask LeBron James, the guy that's on this list right here, toughest guy to ever play against, Carmelo Anthony. He said it. He said it, not me. He said it. Number 5, Jeff Gordon, 93 wins in NASCAR,
Okay.
handful of championships. Jeff Gordon helped with Dale Earnhardt put NASCAR back on the map in the 90s, early 2000s. So, yeah, that's my 5. I got to put my NASCAR guy on there. I'm hyped.
Okay. Get to give Mike a little bit more time. This is my brother's here. He got Bo. He is a Bo Jackson fanatic. Bo Jackson, Muhammad Ali, Jesse Owens, FloJo, and Larry Bird. In the honorable mention, Cheryl Miller, MJ, Deion, Jackie Robinson, and Carol Shelby.
Someone's going to be in the comments roasting me for this Carmelo Anthony take. I know it. I'm waiting
Yeah,
for it.
they're gonna get you.
I already know. But hey, I got to have my one bias pick on there. Carmelo Anthony's my favorite basketball player of all time.
Fair enough. Cameron, Mike, who wants to go next?
You got him. You got him, Coach.
It's so like, because like I'm thinking like baseball, soccer, basketball, football, tennis, golf. Like it's just so hard
The
to.
baseball guy don't got a baseball guy on there.
It's so hard to think about, like, because when I do a Mount Rushmore, I'm not thinking the best players in their respective sport. I'm thinking the most influential, the most impactful. So like, I want to put Michael Phelps on there because of what the influence he had on Olympic sports was, like 30-something gold medals. That's like
Never be broken.
Yeah,
yes,
man,
that's
that
what I'm
cocaine
saying.
be
Like,
running.
he influenced, like, Olympics. Like, he's the greatest. You could say he's the greatest Olympic athlete of all time. I want to put Usain Bolt on there because he's the greatest runner of all time. And I mean, it might get broken soon, but like Usain Bolt is the fastest guy of all time, and that's his influence on like track and what he did in the Olympics. Like,
Oh, Tom Brady's got to be on his list. I know it.
I mean,
Come on.
it's not like he didn't have influence, but it's just really
I'm peer
like
pressure here.
because I might hear him yelling in the other room, but I personally think Tom Brady is the greatest football player of all time.
My God, let's go.
But
Hey, this is my new favorite
Again, that's just who I
podcast. He's
grew
on
up
every
with.
show.
that's just what I grew up with. I grew up watching Tom Brady, and I mean, you can't deny 6 rings, 7 actually.
Okay,
Pretty
so
sure.
Phelps, Brady, and Bolt. Okay. Who's your other
Yep.
two? Nobody
It's
from
not
your
ridiculous.
respective sport?
Because I want to put Pele because of the
Okay.
influence he had on like the internet, like in the international stage, and like
Right.
like adversity in that time. Do I think he's the greatest soccer player of all time? No, but I would say he's the most influential. So I put him in there, and then I'm stuck between like Michael Jordan and Jackie Robinson because Jackie Robinson was the first African American baseball player, and that's around that time when, obviously what he was facing. So, yeah, Jackie Robinson, Tom Brady, Michael Phelps, Usain Bolt, and Michael Jordan.
I really thought that my Pele pool would have popped Mike, but I didn't see a facial expression or nothing. That hurt my feelings.
Well, no, because I agree with you because I would have Pele up there, and I'm really trying to take bias out of it because I have Pele and I have Wayne Gretzky because I think those are the only two what I would consider undisputed goats of their sports. Like I don't think anybody's going to deny the fact that Wayne Gretzky is the single greatest hockey player of all time. Cameron and I disagree on who the greatest soccer player of all time.
Yeah, we do.
It's Messi.
Yeah, we do.
I think it's
I know
Pele.
it's Messi.
I think it's Pele. He thinks it's Messi, but I would
I
say
know
at
it's
least
Messi.
Pele and Gretzky. But then now it's like, do I pull out the American bias? Do I try to keep it as like even keel as possible? Because you can make an argument that even though he didn't have the most wins, Tiger Woods is probably the greatest golfer of all time, even though he's second behind Jack Nicklaus. You can make an argument that Michael Phelps. I mean, shockingly I agree. But I think when it comes to what we grew up watching, I think like I'll say Pele, Gretzky. I'm gonna cheat because I got to put Jerry Rice and Lawrence Taylor up there because they're the greatest offensive and defensive players in the history of the NFL, and I don't think anybody else cracked that. And if I had to stick with an American sport, I have no problem putting Jordan up there, even though I think Mike, Magic, and Larry are the three guys that top that spinning GOAT pedestal where everybody else is just pushing them around. I think you can make an argument for those three plus Bill Russell and Kareem, and I'm going to sit there and have a legitimate discussion with you. Anybody else, get the hell out of here. But I have no problem putting Michael up there. I wish I could combine Jerry Rice and Lawrence Taylor as like my football player. But I think if anything, I got to have Pele and Wayne Gretzky up there. And I don't even like hockey. Like I stopped watching hockey in 1990. But I think like his impact on the game, the fact that he still has the most points in the history of NHL if he never scored a goal, like that is wild, absolutely insane to me. But I'm willing to give shout outs to Usain Bolt, Serena, Roger Federer, Ken Griffey Jr. I think is the single greatest baseball player that ever lived.
The kid.
Like I think it had not even been for the
Cincinnati
injuries.
proud, baby.
I think he was the greatest baseball player that ever even touched the diamond. I think Barry Bonds could have been in some people's discussion. Now the way the coach was up there, that's insane. Like the guy that got this post started like with Chris Paul and D Rose, like, damn.
Coach, I think this guy in the comment wants to fight me.
That's my brother. That's my brother.
No, not that. I'm talking about this Brandon fella. Baseball, basketball, hockey are worse than football because they can trade you to Canada. What you got against Canada? You see this? It says Winnipeg. You hear that? I love Canada. Get that out of here. Go eat you some real maple syrup. You'll love it. I gotta act like two for a minute. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This guy's
good stuff, man.
He's trying to get me.
All right. Next up, it's going to be another debatable topic. Let me get this pulled up. This is also one from the group as well.
This is going to come with another Rushmore question. I know.
Kind of, sort of. It's in the same wheelhouse.
Let me get out the pad and paper again.
The greatest running back rooms of all time in NCAA history.
No paper needed. This is easy. Ohio State.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Okay.
Coach, you know how great Eddie George was. You loved Ezekiel Elliott. Come on now.
Yeah, but man, you got the Tyler Rose. You got Ricky.
Yeah, all bums in the NFL. These guys produced in the NFL.
Earl Campbell, you blasphemy. A bum in the NFL? Are you smoking?
Hey, I said some bullshit, but I mean, if I want to be real and not be biased here, I have a hard time not saying Alabama, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. They were a running back factory for years. Still kind of are to a point, but not really. Once they put out Bo Scarborough, they kind of defeated themselves. But no, they were, I mean, every other year, here's a running back. Hey, Here's another one. Hey, here's another one. I mean, every year they were throwing out a running back. It's hard to debate with that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Ohio State like that, but the last time they put one out before Ezekiel Elliott was when? Tell me.
Eddie George.
That was exactly how far. What's the year gap there? So
About 10 years, maybe. 10
yeah.
11 years?
So I'm not wanting to, but I'm picking Alabama. If you're wanting me to not be biased, Bama.
Okay. Cameron.
Just looking at it from this, I want to go Georgia.
Okay. Walker, Gurley, and Chubb.
Yes.
Okay. Walker was that man, even though he stole Eric Dickinson's Heisman Trophy. Mike.
I mean, this is a tough one because my gut says Texas. But I actually, as much as I hate him, I actually don't even want to I don't want to crap on Ohio State because was it the only back-to-back Heisman Trophy winner in the history of NCAA?
Archie Griffin.
Archie Griffin. I mean,
That's why I said it's nothing to scoff at.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, I probably have to actually agree with Jake. I think it comes down to Alabama or Texas. If you pick either one, I'm probably not going to argue with you. But I'm like, to not have Miami up here, that's a stab in the back right there. To not have the Miami Hurricanes from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s up there, that's criminal because that was some ballers. You had Willis McGahee as your backup to the backup to the backup, and I don't know, but Najee Davenport was in there. I at least got a shout out my Hurricanes. I don't know. I would say, gun to head, I would probably have to say Alabama, but I'd have a hard time not picking Texas as well. This is tough. This is actually a good one.
You know what? I think they're doing themselves some disrespect. I wouldn't put. Look, they're talking college times. I know Jamal Charles was a dog, but how could you not put Bijan on that list right there? Just with those guys.
Yeah, true.
Bijan was a dog, and I'll give Auburn one thing. They got the running back with the best goddamn name, though.
Cadillac.
Oh, that's the greatest running back name you could ever have. I'm just saying. When you got guys
make an argument that Bo Jackson's the most talented running back on the whole screen. You can make a legitimate argument that he is without question the single greatest running back that we've ever seen at one time.
Absolutely. I mean, Reggie Bush was good for what he did, but Marcus Allen's the premier running back that's ever come from USC. Georgia's are all basically new. Yeah.
I don't know. Charles White might say something to say about that.
He probably does, but I just know more about Marcus Allen if I'm being
fair
straight with you.
Enough.
But yeah, no, God damn it, dude. I really want to stick with Ohio State because Mr. Two Times right there. But I'm still gonna stick with Alabama. That was a running back factory.
Okay. If I have to go by this list, it's tough for me between Texas and USC. Just due to me having played the position and the ruggedness and the ability to deliver punishment that both of those backfields delivered, with the exception of Bush. A lot of people forget Marcus Allen went to USC as a fullback. He just got moved into the tailback position, and they didn't know what they had. But I think if I had to think outside the realm, is two teams that should have been on this list that's not on here. Oklahoma Sooners.
I was about to say that.
You got to think about Adrian Peterson, Billy Sims, DeMarco Murray, Greg Pruitt, Joe Washington, Joe Mixon.
I was about to say Joe Mixon. Don't forget Joe Mixon.
Spencer Tillman, David Overstreet, Quinn Griffin, who killed Texas when he was here. But the running back that's not on here that a lot of people probably don't remember who was there was Marcus Dupree. Coach Swisher said, he's coached a lot of talent there, and he said that kid was by far the most talented football player that he ever coached. And you know why he didn't make it? He got homesick. So, and then the other team that should have been on here, I don't give a damn who the third or fourth running back was, but Thurman Thomas and Barry Sanders at Oklahoma State.
Oh, absolutely.
Didn't Jackie Robinson play running back at USC? Did he? I want to say he did. Was it USC or UCLA?
Oh, it could have been UCLA.
But I know he's pretty good running back, from my understanding.
I'm looking at.
You could be right. It might have been UCLA.
I'm looking.
I know
at
he went to one of those
possible,
California
sorry,
schools.
Mike.
Gotcha. What's that, Jake?
I just randomly just looked it up on Google and I said greatest running back schools. They got Wisconsin on there.
Oh yeah, Ron Dane. What's my guy?
I mean, in recent time, they've got Jonathan Taylor.
There you go. Yeah.
Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
And Monty Ball on there.
Yeah. That's pretty good run they had because all those guys came like right after Dane left.
Yeah. And then they also, oddly enough, because I wouldn't have even thought this, but I didn't know who went to school there. They said the University of Pittsburgh for having Tony Dorsett and Curtis Martin.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, there's some other schools that have had some pretty good named running backs, but I do actually, after seeing that list, I mean, Wisconsin has had some really good running backs. Didn't even know. I remember JT went there, Melvin Gordon, obviously, but you named another two, I think, right off of that from not recent times.
Okay. You guys are cooking tonight, man. So let me see if I can find this story real fast. This is an NCAA story as well. It involves Todd Gurley, a pay-for-play story that he had. Have you guys heard this?
A little something.
So I believe he got injured, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, they say it's false. What really happened? They say a recent viral post falsely claimed that former Bulldog star Todd Gurley said a booster handed him $100,000 after he tore his ACL in 2014. They say the story was fabricated. That hurts my feelings. But they say no such payment occurred. You guys believe that?
I mean, I think they all got paid in some way, fashion, but I don't know. I was looking it up and it's like, yeah, I'm seeing some of the same stuff you are. I think he got something, I think he got some kind of special benefits, but I mean, if it's coming out to be false, then I mean, realistically, like, who cares? Like, they're paying the players now, like they're getting money now. So
absolutely.
Like, what are they really going to do? Like, what are they going to, like, penalize Georgia? No, like, absolutely not.
It's been about almost 20 years since that happened. I believe something like this happened. I went to a small Division II school, and I heard rumors that always ran rampant. If you guys are familiar with Division II, the Harlan Hill Trophy is like the Heisman Trophy of Division II. Johnny Bailey was a great running back we had there. He won it back to back to back.
Damn.
And legend has it, at the beginning of every semester, he would go over to the athletic dorms and pick up a suitcase full of money every year. Rest in peace, JB. Okay, so next up, we're moving right along, fellas. This kid, you guys heard of the name of Kale Moody?
Honestly, sounds familiar. I don't know why.
You need to get familiar with this kid, man. Last year, he led the nation, high school. He led the nation in passing yards. He threw for about 5,300 yards, just over 5,500 yards in the season. As a first-year varsity starter, and he's an 8th grader.
Damn. Let me guess, he's from Texas.
No, I believe it's in Alabama. From either Alabama or South Carolina.
I hope it's South Carolina.
Let me see where he's at. He is.
Because if it's Alabama, that means this kid's going to Alabama in a couple of years.
He is a freshman this year going in. He's transferred schools. He's going to Southside. His dad is the coach there. 5'7", 150 pounds. Do you think this is too much hype for this kid too fast?
At 5'7", hell yeah.
Kyler Murray's 5'7".
Yeah, he's a baseball player. No, obviously he's got room to grow. I'm not going to harp too hard, especially if you know he's only like 14 years old. Too much hype. God damn, that does look like Kyler. He jumps when he throws. Holy shit. No, he's young. I mean, we're going to be hearing about him. I mean, the last time we heard about a quarterback like this, it was Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor Lawrence was also 6 foot in 8th grade. So, if he can grow, get some weight on him and do his thing, I mean, sure, why not? Keep an eye on him, especially going into like his junior, senior year to see what offers he's got. But I mean, if he ends up going out here looking like Malik Cunningham, Kyler Murray, I'm good.
Look at this ball placement, man.
Yeah, that's insane for his age. That power too. That's not a short throw.
No, out to the hash marks or the outside.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Kyler Murray in the pocket.
I was about to say that. Like I said, it threw me off that first pass I saw. He fucking jumped.
Yeah, I it came across and I was like, no way. Just a couple of his game stats for last year. One game he said 7 completions, 1 touchdown, 192 yards. Another game, he went 5 for 9, 112 yards. So he's almost like 20-some yards a pop. I'm curious about the level of competition now. If I'm understanding, they were like a 4A that he played last year, but the school he's at now is going to be a big 5A school. So he's going to see better competition. The last time I saw somebody of this magnitude, this young, was Will's boy that played at Florida, Chris Leak. I remember seeing him early on in high school when he would go to his brother's games and he would like put on like these pregame and halftime exhibitions of throwing, and people were mesmerized by this kid. He was just bred to be a quarterback. Mike, you seen anything like this before?
I don't think so. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
Alabama.
Like living up here, like living in the Northeast, it's different because you got some guys that have come out of this area, but in Connecticut, like it's not exactly the football hotbed. Like Aaron Hernandez came from Connecticut, but he was a tight end. You know, Dwight Freeney came from Connecticut, but he was a pass rush and defensive end, like / linebacker. You know, we've had a couple guys come from out here, like Jordan Reed came from right across the river, like one of the rival high school that I went to. Like you've had a few guys, but like they don't throw the ball up here. It is the wildest thing. Like when I was in high school, the high school I went to, they were 10-0, undefeated. Our all-state running back was actually the third fastest running back we had, and he still finished with like 2,000 yards rushing because all he did was run the triple option and the veer. Like you don't get quarterbacks up in the Northeast, like at least in Connecticut, that are going to sit there and put up numbers like this. So I've never seen anything like it. Like a lot of the times, you're lucky to have 3 passes in a game. It's just Newt Rockney football up here.
Yeah,
Mike,
Mike, I'm looking and it says that you guys do got some great athletes come from Connecticut, but I'm going to try to pronounce the guy's last name. On the defensive side of the ball, Bill Romanowski.
Yeah.
He came from Connecticut, but you don't be throwing the ball though.
He's in Southside High. It's in Selma, Alabama. He's been on varsity since the 7th grade. His season production last year, 5,350 yards, which led the nation. 60 passing touchdowns, a state record. 584 yards in a single game, which broke the school record. 13-1 school team record, best season in school history. and 50.1 points per game, which is also a high school record. And they say he's on pace to challenge Matty Mock's national career passing record of 18,932 if he maintains his current production.
But he's getting to play 2 extra years, though, right? Isn't that like the kicker? Like, because he played in 7th and 8th grade, he gets to play 2 extra years of varsity. Like, a lot of quarterbacks only play 4 years of high school ball unless something changed.
Right. I don't know how this is going to work as far as the calculation of it. You're right. Because he varsity is an 8th grader, so I would think so.
Now, is that like something a public school works out? Because obviously a private school where I went, we didn't have that luxury. You were grade school all the way until you were high school, then you went to high school.
I think that's probably going to be more of a private school. Because public school, I don't think you can play up like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, we did see, because you don't really have that, because you don't recruit in high school. And I mean, if you're going to a private school, you're going to that grade school and you're there all the way to 8th grade, and then you take the aptitude test to see where you'll land and what kind of classes you'll be in. And then you go to high school, you start high school sports. I've never seen anyone, at least in my area of Cincinnati, say this 7th grader is great, the 7th grader is too big, let's bump them up to a high school team. I've just never seen it before.
Right. I haven't either.
I do figure that it would be a public school thing, because where my kids go to school, it's K through 12. They're all in the same building.
I can see that. But they're usually like in those small podunk towns.
Hey, what are you trying to say? St. Bernard's great, Coach. Get out.
What do you think about this story, Cameron?
I mean, I think he's too young to be overhyped. And again, I don't know what the rules are, because where I'm from, or where we're from, it's 4 years of high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I don't really know what the rules are if he's playing, because it's 4 years of eligibility in your sports. Here, I'm not sure how that works where he's playing, because if he's playing 7th and 8th grade varsity, that's 2 years already. So you're saying freshman, sophomore, and then he's just done. Like, I don't really know the rules.
Right.
So like, if that is the rule, if it's 4 years of eligibility, he's not playing football for 2 years, let's say. So like, I mean, what is he? You said he's 5'7", 150, and in middle school, that's crazy. But it's also, a big if he grows, if he gains weight, if he stays 5'7", it's going to be very, very improbable that he really does anything with his career. But I mean, all this talk about like a 14-year-old, I say give him a couple of years.
We would definitely revisit that.
We'll see you in 5 years.
I know, right?
Yeah. Talk about him when he's 18 years old.
Absolutely.
Nah, I'm gonna say that. That'd be funny though.
So let's go from an insane story to an insane take. As anybody, I know Mike and I talked about it pre-show.
What Dale say now?
Yeah, it's in the same area as some shit Dale was saying. So Shady McCoy came out and he said that he would take Antonio Brown over Jerry Rice any day of the week.
I feel like we don't really need to talk about it. Like I think we can all agree that that's like I've heard ridiculous sports takes out there that like make my head turn. But if I heard this, I don't know.
When I saw the snippet from it and he started saying it, they tried to give him an exit, but he just stayed hunkered down to it. And Aljo was like, keep it moving, man.
Like jokes that get to a point. Like,
yeah,
jokes. I don't know. No amount of Pittsburgh Steelers. If I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I would have even like no amount of bias would make me ever believe that. So
and he even said himself during the statement is because I think one of the other hosts said something about the Super Bowls, and he was about to say, that's a team accomplishment. Then he said, "This is about the career. This is about that's the point. You're looking at the career. You're talking about the guy that dominated at his position in 3 different decades. And he also, I think he caught over 1,000 yards and 6 tubbies at the age of 42. Nah,
Look,
AB ain't doing that.
I don't want to sound disrespectful to what AB did. But I'll only remember him for freaking big booting that punter. I'm sorry. I mean, he absolutely lit that guy up. I'm like, is this WWE? I mean, it was funny as hell. And that's all I'll ever remember Antonio Brown for, other than ripping his jersey off and flipping out the crowd or flipping off the crowd in Tampa. I think it was Tampa. So, I mean, dude's a head case, dude's a nut case. Jerry Rice is one of the most accomplished, one of the greatest, one of the best, probably second best playoff performer ever to touch a football field. So, I mean, how could you even put Antonio Brown anywhere near a Jerry Rice?
Let me ask you guys this, just to put this into perspective.
Pull up the stats.
How would you compare AB to Larry Fitzgerald?
Nowhere even in the field or radar of Larry Fitzgerald's greatness.
Okay. The reason why I asked that, Fitzgerald is second all-time in yards. And he's about 5,500 yards behind Jerry Rice. Just put that in perspective.
Hold on. I know who we need to hear from.
Well, I mean, I try to give Antonio Brown the benefit of the doubt, like that Vontaze Burfict hit. I mean, like he did kind of like it did ruin his career. I will not lie, it did ruin his career. And then he became an absolute nut job and just kind of ruined his career from then. Like how many years did he what did he get drafted? How many years did he play in the league? Like
he was here from 2010 to 2021.
And he was about relevant for 6 of them.
Exactly. He was only good for what? How many? 5 of the 6 of those seasons?
Yeah. He's 28 all-time in yards.
Like, no.
Just put that in perspective. He's barely in front of Jimmy Smith, Charlie Joyner, Heinz Ward, Derrick Mason. Cut it out, Shady. He just throws stuff on the wall. That's why it's hard for me to take that guy serious on any of his takes.
Well, yeah, a lot of those shows, a lot of those guys are just saying stuff for clicks. Like he knows he's like, is it called like click farming or something? Where you're basically just trying to get the most clicks. So like he's trying to say that he would take AB over a guy who is widely considered the greatest offensive football player of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. Like this is where like I start to believe that CTE is a lot more prevalent in some of these retired players than I even thought before. Like forget the fact that Shady was an Eagle. Like they already hold it against him for that. The fact that he said some dumb shit like this, like Jerry Rice is like, I mean, he is so far ahead of every other receiver that's ever played the game. And like I have Larry Fitzgerald as my second best receiver of all time. And I love Larry Fitzgerald. And he's that far behind Jerry Rice. Like it is a big gap between Jerry Rice and Larry Fitzgerald than it is Larry Fitzgerald and anybody else. Like this is just an asinine take. Like this is like having Chris Paul on your top 5 Mount Rushmore.
Great callback, man.
It would have been great if you would have said Carmelo, though. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, fellas. Our last topic for the night. This is gonna test your football knowledge, Cameron. I heard you a football guy. Your dad spoke highly of you. So no
pressure.
So we're gonna let you take this category first. Who is your NFL's biggest career miss? It can be off the field issues, poor team situations. He peaked too early. He's picked number 1 overall and it just didn't work out.
Oh man. So
I picks too quick.
I want to think about this because I'm looking at like what I watched because like I could sit there and say Jamarcus Russell was the biggest NFL bust of all time, but like I never
low hanging fruit.
Suck it, Dale.
Yeah, I can't like everybody knows he's a bust, but like I never watched him play, so I don't really have like a. I could say,
Coach, I got mine, and I feel like you're gonna think it's low hanging fruit too, but I think it's might be one of the biggest busts ever.
Okay.
Aaron Curry.
Who?
Aaron Curry, exactly. Aaron Curry, the linebacker. He was picked 4th overall.
Who do you play for? The Lions?
Seahawks.
Seahawks. Okay. Okay.
Let me see what draft that was. But Aaron Curry, he was supposed to be this great world beater type linebacker, and he absolutely sucked. Let me see what draft he came out in. Aaron Curry was 2009, first pick, 4th overall.
2009. Okay. Okay. Is he from Alabama?
I believe so. No, Wake Forest. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's my pick. You can't be that. Again, that's the ACC back in that time. I get it, but you can't go 4th overall and have absolutely nothing to show for it.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of going early overall, I don't think it's ridiculous to say Daniel Jones has never, you know, I'd say he's a pretty big bust.
Don't let your dad influence you, man.
No. I mean, what? He was drafted. He was from Duke. He was drafted, 6th overall in the 2019 NFL draft.
What you got against Duke?
Yeah. Basketball, my favorite NBA player is from Duke. It's Jason Tatum. So, basketball I can kind of respect other than Grayson Allen. But,
Grayson Allen's a dog.
All right. But, I just – Daniel Jones is maybe his 6th or 7th year in the NFL, and he's had one decent season, and his
last season in New York
got paid for it.
And then he gets paid $40 million a year to throw 3,000 yards and 15 touchdowns.
Same amount of picks, maybe too.
He had 5, but our best player that year was Saquon Barkley. He was even injured. Like Daniel Jones did not. He was not. I don't agree with.
That's a good one.
$40 million.
I'm kind of glad he did that, because not only can you pick who you think is the biggest bust, but you can also pick who you think your team's biggest miss is too.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
He did them both in one take. I like it.
Mike sitting up there and nodding in the grim like a proud papa. Like I raised him right.
Hyatt.
Hey, I know. Hey, coach. I know who. It's recent though. I know who the Cowboys' biggest miss was.
Anybody from Michigan, Michigan.
That bum ass Taco. Oh God, hey, me and you. Hey, look, I'm telling you, we got that same Michigan hate in us, coach. You just don't know it.
So for you, for Jake, you said it was
Aaron Curry.
For Cameron, Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
Mike?
It's tough because there's a few of them. So, obviously, Jamarcus Russell and the VHS tape thing, that's a well-known story. But you could go back and say that Ryan Leaf could be the biggest bust in NFL history.
Yep.
No coach is going to remember this one. Was it Don Majkowski?
Magic Man.
No. Todd Marinovich. That's what I'm thinking of.
The greatest offensive tackle of all time.
And it was Steve Ettman when he came in.
Yep.
And then you can honestly make a case that the Boz could be considered one of the biggest busts. He was one of the greatest college players in the history of the college football. But I was thinking Todd Marinovich, because his dad had he made him throw left-handed. He had to learn how to throw left-handed. His dad had the whole QB room in the basement. He wasn't allowed to have McDonald's ever. He had him in a Stepford wives, a Stepford quarterback kind of situation where he was just being bred to be a quarterback.
He treated him like Joe Jackson did Michael.
Yeah. He just didn't have the talent. But I guess I could also pick low-hanging fruit, and I'll say Ryan Leaf, because he was in the same draft as Peyton Manning. So it's think about how the fortunes of two franchises changed just because of one guy.
It's the LeBron and Darko thing, for sure. Oh, Coach, I got one more that might be low-hanging fruit, and I'm only doing it for Jamie because she's a Bengals fan. Keely Smith.
Yeah, that was a bad one. Yep. That was a bad one.
But that's a Bengals move. What do you expect?
They're right there with the Browns.
Mm-hmm. I tell her that every time. I say, come to the dark side, come to the Patriots, and she always says, fuck you.
So for me, it's the one that Mike had mentioned, Tony Mandrich. You know the significance of that guy, right? He was definitely hyped up. He was on the front of Sports Illustrated. They said that he was the greatest offensive tackle prospect of all time. Funny thing is, legend has it that's who Jimmy Johnson actually wanted to draft when he came to coach the Cowboys, when he knew he was coming to coach the Cowboys, because they had already kind of had it worked out, even though they hadn't announced Tom Landry's fired and everything. But they said that's what he wanted. They ultimately ended up taking Troy Aikman. But I think it worked out good for him. But just put it in perspective, Tony Mandrich, he was an 89 draft. That's the only draft where 4 out of the first 5 picks are in the Hall of Fame. You got Troy Aikman. You got Derek Thomas. You've got Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders, right? Yeah.
And Deion Sanders were all the first 5 picks, including Tony Mandrich.
Boy, well, it's got to feel like shit being left out of that party.
And guys who got taken after him as well, Steve Atwater, Andre Rison, Eric Metcalf.
Damn.
But it couldn't have happened to a better organization up in Green Bay.
Yeah, I do. Screw the Packers.
All right, fellas.
That was the cover where he was like flexing with his shirt off and stuff,
Yep.
right? Like he wasn't an average offensive lineman. He was built like a brick shithouse.
That's before they really started getting a hold of what steroids was known.
Yeah.
Guy was a freaking huge. He's a monster. Had no mobility. I think he went on to Indy and had a fairly decent career there, but not the hype that he was getting. He was coming out. He was seen as a can't-miss first ballot Hall of Famer when he came into the league. All right, guys. So our final take. What's the one opinion from tonight's show that you're willing to defend no matter what?
Carmelo Anthony.
I knew it.
Man was a bull out on the court. You couldn't touch that guy.
Cameron?
The one I'm willing to defend, Tom Brady is the greatest football player of all time.
Fair enough.
Mike? This guy give this guy a podcast medal.
Just because I know it's going to aggravate him, I think Pele is the undisputed.
He's getting me back for the Tom Brady thing out of spite. Now he's just doing it to like rile me up.
I think it's a larger. I think the gap between Pele and Messi is bigger than the gap between the GOATs and like pretty much any other sport. But I would say Pele is the undisputed GOAT of all GOATs because everything that he did is what everybody else gets credit for. Pele basically invented the modern game, modern skill moves. Everything you saw the other players do that they get credit for, Pele did it first, and he did it better. So Pele is the GOAT of all GOATs.
I would love to be a fly on the wall for some of these arguments.
I know, right? For me, when I'm willing to defend no matter what, I said it in passing on one of the segments that Herschel Walker stole Eric Dickerson Heisman Trophy.
That was a great callback, and if you weren't paying attention, you didn't hear it. I did.
I did.
What?
What happened?
This coming from Lou.
What did he bring up Duke lacrosse for? They were all acquitted. They didn't do nothing wrong. That bitch was lying. Oh, I didn't say that out loud.
All right, guys. So join us Monday for the play call sheet. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We got a full slate of NFL preseason games this weekend. So we're going to have a lot of football to talk about on Monday. Cameron, if you're available, you're more than welcome to come hang out with us on Monday. Show your football acumen. We'd love to have you, brother. Shout out to guys for the night. You guys shout outs first.
I got it. All right. Yeah, no, shout out to Cameron. First time on the show. Loved having you. Can't wait for more fun conversation. Coach, shout out to you for starting the show late so I could go get a vape, you man. Other than that, looking forward to Friday. Everything's going great and according to plan in my life. And shout out to the viewers. You make this possible.
Big Mike.
Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys letting my boy on the show. This way he sees what it's like, behind the scenes, and he gets a little lesson on, what it's like to be on camera and just, how to give his opinion, wrong
great.
or right, just how to give his opinion. This is what he wants to do. So I appreciate y'all letting me on. And Cameron, just so you know, normally our guy Will is here and he's the one that gets the joke, but in honor of Will, I'm going to give it to you. Hey, Cameron.
What's up?
Why do melons get married? Because they can't elope.
All right. Yeah, I'll let you have it.
You don't like the dad jokes?
I can't get enough of them.
Shout out to you fellas, man. Shout out to Cameron, man. You did great tonight. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I wish you hopefully come back with us again. Got a lot of football in front of us. Shout out to our viewers that hung out with us tonight, Brandon, Bernard, and Lou. Appreciate everybody showing the support. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. See you guys Monday on the play call sheet. And as my man says, here we go.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.